So year over year, first quarter of 2022 versus first quarter, the one that just transpired.
Okay.
Where are values in Central Virginia real estate?
Okay. So one, we don't want people to freak out.
Okay.
Right. But I think what's going to happen when you start looking at certain jurisdictions, right, you're going to see the quarter over quarter lower in dollar value than it was in 2022. So what I'm saying is 2023 first quarter is going to be lower in sales volume and also in sales dollar versus 2022. Now, I went, that's not matching what's on the ground because we're 30%, we're a third higher in sales volume, our little shop, yes, Realty Partners, than we were the same quarter last year. So I started digging in. It took about 6 hours digging into it. And what you're going to see and what skews those numbers is the first January was super low. February was getting a little bit better, and the world just went on fire in March.
You're talking this year?
This year.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is don't freak out because when CAR puts the report out, I think you're going to see substantial quarter over quarter decrease in value. But that's not actually what's happening on the ground because you can't go back that far in today's market any longer. You can't even go back 30 days in today's market. And, you're just going to start seeing. And so what I'm now doing is breaking this down by month, by month, by month, because big picture, I think you're going to see a drop. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Okay, keep this rolling here, Judah, here. So you're telling me the quarter that just went by,
in certain jurisdictions,
January, February,
and I've only been through
March of 2023, the values of our homes are going to be lower when compared to January, February, and March of 2022.
So I'm going to read from some. So
okay.
So everybody knows
that's what you're saying here, right?
Yeah, but let me try to clarify this a little bit. So everybody sees this little book, right?
Please.
So what I do with this book is it's a 3-step process. I write my notes down. I figure this out. I turn it into a spreadsheet. Then I turn it into a slide.
Okay.
So Albemarle County, first quarter, 2023, the median sales price was $502. There's no new construction, right? We always take new construction out. Last quarter was $550. I'm pretty sure that's $45,000 below. But March of this year was up at $545. So that's
still lower.
Over $505? No, it's higher.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay.
It's higher than the quarter number. That's the point I'm trying to get at. Because you take a look at in January, it takes a deep dive in value. March, it starts coming back up. February starts coming back up. March, it starts coming back up even more. You're going to see April, May, and June start doing it. So when you start getting towards the end of the year or 6 months, you're going to start seeing these numbers reverse. But we had a slowdown in December and January because most of these January closings started in December, right? On that end of it. So I know this is confusing, and maybe we probably should wait till we get all the data in.
No, this is good.
To go ahead and do this. But part of what I want to impart on folks is I think when you get the CAR numbers, people are going to go, oh my God. But you got to take a deeper dive into the numbers and deeper dive into what's happening recently. I mean, prime example, Friday I wrote 3 contracts, got them accepted on Friday. Wrote 2 contracts over the weekend. 3 contracts over the weekend. Hopefully we'll get them accepted. So this tempo just exploded in March, which we've been talking about for a while, right? So I think what happened was you had a November, December, January kind of slowdown. The spring started springing somewhere about mid-February. And I sent you an article the good Dr. Lisa Servant put out in Reese Media, who's ultimately saying the same thing I'm saying, but just in much nicer language or smarter language than I can do it. But so I think that's what you're gonna see, folks. I think you're gonna see a negative number quarter over quarter for the most
on values. You're saying values.
I think you're going to see that. I really do. I won't know until I finish it, but don't be surprised if you see certain jurisdictions a negative number And it's because of the slowdown in December and January impacted the first quarter.
But a slowdown in sales.
No, I think a slowdown in value and sales.
Okay, you're saying in December and January, value's diminished.
I don't know, Jerry. I got to do the numbers, but I'm just telling you, taking a quick look at Charlottesville and Albemarle and Fulvana. No, Fulvana actually didn't go down. So that's what I'm saying. Per jurisdiction, we got to be a little careful, and we got to figure out why, and that's what we're going to talk about in future shows. But look, let's face it. When is car going to put out its numbers? Probably end of April, the beginning of May, maybe, for the second quarter.
Yeah, it takes forever.
We'll have our numbers out in the next couple of weeks on it. But don't be surprised. And it kind of put me on my heels.